So that one is just totally awful because it requires you to defeat Ridley and it requires you to defeat Crocomire. The other two Norfair energy tanks aren't that big of a deal. When you already have to get the other two. There's the high jump E tank and then the Fire Fleet E tank, which you're already in Lower Norfair to get anyway. Requiring to finish by a beams. Typically, when you have to go down into Lower Norfair, players want to finish down there because it's a long backtrack to get out, and there are no beams in Lower Norfair, so that's also pretty rough. Collecting 10 power bombs, not that big of a deal. Most players are probably going to be collecting at least 10 anyway. Collecting one of Ice or Speed Booster, so that's gonna be an interesting decision. To see what Stray will pick there for himself. And then 25 supers, probably not a bad idea to get them, seeing as how he's going to need to kill Ridley anyway. And assigned to Feral, column 2, getting 2 reserve tanks, the fastest of which are going to be, Brinstar reserve tank, of course, it's right there after early supers. And then potentially the Norfair reserve tank. You don't really need anything else to get that. To get the Meridia Reserve, you're probably going to want Gravity, and Wreck Ship Reserve, you're going to have speed. So those ones are a little bit more restrictive and a little bit more out of the way as well. Feral getting trolled by some Steams and series, unfortunately, but, what can you do? But both players making it out relatively close to each other, so that's always good. Continuing on with column 2 here, collect Grapple Beam or the Wreck Ship E-Tank. So that would either, of course, require going down to Crocomire, or going through to the Wreck Ship E-Tank room, which can be a little bit perilous. Those spike platforms do quite a bit of damage. So yeah. Defeat Ridley, of course, is now forced. Finishing in an elevator, so that's going to require, run back to an elevator. As soon as they hit the elevator and they're riding it, then that's when they're done. And then destroy at least one statue. Now that means you have to have killed at least one of the 4 major bosses and then visit the Golden Force statue. And see one of those statues turn gray. So that's what we're going to be looking for in this race. This is going to be... Yes. Alrighty. So, let me just get caught up with chat here. Yeah, I'm definitely thinking that having to collect the 4 Norfair E-Tanks, that's a rough one. However, you could end up seeing, like I was saying, both of these players are forced to do Lower Norfair. That's just a fact. However, I'm gonna assume that Feral probably won't be collecting Grapple Beam because it's just such a large time loss from just having to wait. The whole Crocomire sequence just takes so much time. So he might be going, especially if he's going to like Wreck Ship first. He definitely could just jump in there, get that Wreck Ship E-Tank. Now, Wreck Ship first, however, it's a little bit tricky to get that E-Tank because you don't have speed, you don't have high jump, so you have 2 options to get the Wreck Ship E-Tank that early with your lack of items. One, you can get Gravity and then go get the tank, because in that first room with the, heading off of the main Wreck Ship room, there is a room with a ramp and some water and the that bull in it, the pipe guy who drops power bombs. You can't actually jump out of that water without high jump or gravity or speed or some other way to get through there. You can actually bomb jump out of there. So if Feral knows that method, he could go through there and go get that E-Tank before getting grapple or gravity, and reduce the backtracking. Or he could just take the easier route, but a little bit slower, and get gravity first, which would also be safer because it's going to not, those spike platforms and spikes aren't going to do 200 damage and 60 damage respectively. So we might see that going on. And then other than that, like for Feral's first row, it's pretty straightforward routing here. What we would probably see, assuming he went wreck ship first, is probably just looping back around through towards Brinstar, hitting up the statues after he's killed Phantoon. That's his one statue down. And then probably collecting a lot of those Brinstar supers. There's a lot of super missiles in Brinstar, so probably collecting quite a bit of those. Maybe a couple of E-tanks for his trek down into Lower Norfair, make it a little bit safer and faster against Ridley. And we see Feral coming out of BT just a little bit faster than Stray, getting that just slight advantage in the early game. Let's talk about Stray's row a little bit. So again, like I said, 10 power bombs, you can grab those super quickly. If he goes wreck ship first, there's 2 power bombs right there in Red Tower. So that'll be just super quick for him to grab. The 25 supers, there's 25 supers in Brinstar, so we could definitely see him grab those. All he needs is power bombs to get all of those. And a little bit of finesse. Again, collecting the 4 Norfair E-tanks, there's High Jump, Crocomire, Ridley, and Fireflea. And then finishing near the beams. That's gonna be a tough one to figure out. If he ends in Lower Norfair, the closest beam to him is gonna be Wave when he exits Lower Norfair. But if he's anywhere other than that, like if he ends up in like Meridia for some reason, depending on like what his other objectives are, I don't see that happening. But his next closest beam would be Spazer, right outside the exit of Meridia. Unless he's killed Dragon, in which case Plasma would definitely be closer than that. So it's just all going to depend on his routing and where Stray ends up as to what beam he's going to end up grabbing. So both of them now have the first supers. Feral grabbing his first of his 2 reserves that he needs, and piecing out, does not need those missiles. Stray heading in. Feral getting the nice return mock ball there. Stray also grabbing his 2 reserves. What I'm thinking from probably maybe both of these players actually, is going for row 1. Collecting all 15 Burnstar super missiles. That's not... They're probably going to be coming back through here anyway, and both of them are definitely going to want the as many supers as they can get. I just realized I did say there was 25 supers in Brinstar, which is obviously not correct. I apologize. But that would definitely be a really great route for both of them. Going wreck ship first, going back through Brinstar, collecting more supers before their trek down into Norfair. Especially for Stray, since he's got that, we already said, collect one of only ice or speed, and then, he could just force himself to collect ice and then knock out that column 4 row 1 objective at the same time, and then collect Criteria Map or Wreck Ship. Neither of them got Criteria Map because it takes a lot more time than Wreck Ship Map. Wreck Ship Map is super straightforward. You can just pop right in there right before Phantoon and check that off as well. So definitely looking like it's going to be interesting. Now, what will be interesting is to see we just got to go off the variation from their assigned rows here and see how that's going to affect how they do. Feral charging right along here up through Red Tower, no problem. Stray following hot on his tail. And Stray still makes it up through, avoiding getting hit by those rippers. Both of them getting their first power bombs. Now, I'm assuming we're going to be seeing Stray grab the... Oh, looks like Feral is going to be grabbing these power bombs as well. But definitely going to be seeing Stray grab it since he is required to get at least 10. And there goes Stray's 10 power bombs. And Feral coming down, taking a bunch of extra damage. Those cack attacks do not do negligible damage. It's 20 if you get bodied by them. So it looks like Feral wanted to farm a little bit of health and some supers before going to the wreck ship, popping in that save room to respawn the cack attacks, where Stray felt very comfortable with his health count and just is heading straight up to the wreck ship right now and taking a hit from that key hunter. That's definitely not something that he wanted to have happen. Gets that first jump. Let's see if he can get the CWJ first try. He's set up for it. That's Feral comes up. And he nails it! Easy peasy every time. Stray is across the moat. Let's see how Feral does. Doesn't quite get the first jump. Let's see if he goes for the backup double bomb jump. He is setting up for it. Looks good. Oh, did not quite get right far enough to that bomb to propel him. And there he goes. Easy backup. Nice job. So both players getting across the moat in relatively quick time. Now, if we're assuming that both of these players are going to be doing... it looks like, yeah, Stray... Oh, interesting. Wasn't going for the wreck ship map, so possibly not row 1. Or maybe he's just going to grab it on his way out. I don't know. We'll see. But let's look at what kind of Fantoon fight he gets here, what kind of patterns, as Feral is making his way in as well. Not a fast. Getting some health drops. That's really nice. Ooh, getting like 45 health there for Stray. That's really great. Start out getting a slow, unfortunately. Getting a really nice first round on Fantoon there. Not a whole lot of missiles, though. Definitely going to look for... He wants a slower pattern so he can farm some ammo here. Although slower is, you know, obviously slow. He wanted a couple extra missiles. And he did get some. Only 2, unfortunately, in on that next round. Feral is starting, and it looks like Feral is getting a slow as his first pattern as well. But Stray should have Fantoon done. Setting up for the air Dopplers. Unfortunately, only had 3 missiles to get off there. Ammo is definitely a problem. And there goes Fantoon, down in 3 rounds for Stray. Yes, thank you. Keep me honest here. I'm getting a fast. Needs to grab those missile drops, and Fantoon should be down. There he goes. Okay, it looks like... So, yeah, grabbing... Oh, taking 2 hits from the atomics. That's awful. That's 80 health. That Stray just took, and that's not good. So, interestingly chose to... Stray green, yes. Interestingly chose to get the map station after... Ooh, Feral not getting the map station. So maybe Feral is not going to be doing row 1. Stray is definitely 100% doing row 1 now. There's really no reason why he would have gone in there to get that anyway. Both players grabbing those missiles. Feral deciding, did he want to go in there and get that E-Tank now? It looks like he's probably... Either he doesn't know that you can bomb jump up there, which, to be fair, it's a pretty tight bomb jump to make it out. So he might either not know it or not want to spend a bunch of time trying to do it. So he's probably just going to grab Gravity and then head back and grab the wreck ship E-Tank afterwards. Ooh, taking a hit from that Key Hunter. Health. So it looks like Stray actually got quite a bit of great health drops there, getting back up to full and even getting a little bit in reserve, so he doesn't really need to stop the farm. Feral will be fine with his health that he has right now. Just so long as he makes it across in 2 jumps. Makes it across bowling in 2 jumps. So you'll see Stray make it in 2 jumps and getting the nice deboost, so he is able to jump right into the hands of Bowling Chorizo. As did Feral. Very nice job. Stray could do BLTR, but that is not a good choice. There's really... Going to collect Spring Ball would just be a huge waste of time. And also having to skip high jump also would slow him down quite a bit when there's really no reason to, when he could just... Instead, he's already having eliminating one objective through the collect ice, skip speed. Collecting 1 extra reserve is going to be, you know, really quick, and he's probably already going to have wanted to collect those Brinstar supers. So there goes Feral, grabbing gravity, going back into the wreck ship to grab that E-tank. He does have to be very careful, though. 51 health, that's 1 hit from these spike platforms. Being very careful here, and makes it through, no problem. If Stray is doing row 1, he does have to get Ice Beam. Feral trying to do the bomb jump to get over, but doesn't need to. He can just jump right in the water and wall jump up. So that is the wreck ship E-tank objective there for Feral. Oh, I don't know. Did somebody say he was going to do both? Because there's really no reason to do more than 2 rows. Not a bad idea, Stray, farming up some power bombs there real quick. Power bombs can be a scarce resource. Grabbing an extra E-tank on his way to grab his second of 3 super packs in Brinstar. As Feral makes his way over here too. Now he's going to make 1 extra stop that Stray did not have to do. He is going to stop by the statues and break one of the... those statues. No, the collect plasma or defeat Ridley is not exclusive. You can complete 1 or both to satisfy that objective. As soon as you've completed one of them, though, it's automatically completed, but collecting the other in addition does not what's the word I'm looking for? Unqualify you for that objective, I guess, for lack of a better word. But here goes Stray going for the Spore Spawn. Skip here. Looks like he gets it second try there. And going to be collecting his 15th Brinstar Supers. There they are. Now, Feral, we should see him going into the Golden 4 on his way through here, as he does need to defeat or destroy at least 1 statue. And Stray now is just going to be beelining it to Norfair. And there is the... There it is. Destroy one statue. So I can only imagine Stray's going to be collecting Ice Beam. He's going to be collecting Spazer. He's going to probably get Wave as well. This is probably going to look like... There haven't been any additional bingo objectives. The logic for the cards was changed such that there aren't any impossible or conflicting objective sets, but there was nothing added for this tournament. There hasn't been anything added in a while. Feral deciding to forego grabbing those supers. Oh, looks like actually Stray going into Meridia. Interesting choice. Possibly wanting to grab an additional super pack. That's what I'm guessing. Probably just wants to grab the Crab's super pack. The finish in an elevator objective means that once that is their only objective left, they need to be riding in an elevator, and then they complete that objective, and then they are done. Feral going into Retro Brinstar. Doing what, I wonder? Collecting these power bombs. I wonder why. So it looks like, yeah, Stray, not a bad choice, to be honest. He might, yeah, so it looks like, actually, he's deciding to grab some extra super packs instead of grabbing some beams. Probably a smart decision. As he knows the Ridley fight is going to be the fastest with super missiles. So super missiles are a really great... really great choice for him. Oh, interesting. Okay, so Feral, it looks like he might actually be going for row 4. And by might be, I mean, there's no reason to be getting X-Ray unless he was going for this. So it looks like he's actually going to be... This is not a bad choice, I suppose. Because he's already going to have to defeat Ridley, so that's going to take care of the collect plasma or defeat Ridley objective. Collect one of Ice or Speed. I mean, he's, you know, just grab one of those as he's in Norfair, and then collect X-Ray. Now, if I were him, this is not what I would have done. He's already, not having gone through here and done this first try, already losing time on grabbing the Gauntlet E-Tank, in my opinion. The Gauntlet E-Tank would have been really fast, just take the upper path through the Gauntlet on his way back through Brinstar before he got the... went to the statues. That would have been the time to get it. So... in my opinion, already losing time here, but, you know, what can you do? Exactly. Mythical as well. The E-Tank would help in lower Norfair, make it just a tad bit safer as well, whereas X-Ray is pretty useless. And if he doesn't, if Feral's not a player who uses item cancel, when he's cycling through his items, he'll cycle and select X-Ray, and if he's holding run, that could screw him up. But being a little bit safe, waiting for a little bit for the waivers, I guess decides not to wait. And just runs on through. He's got gravity, spikes, and everything doesn't really do very much damage. Alright, so Stray... Oops, I didn't mark off... Oops, that... Ah. Okay. Oh my god. I'm getting all confused. There we go. Okay. Yeah, so we are seeing Stray go to grab his second E-Tank, Norfair Reserve, like I was saying. It's barely out of the way. It is the second fastest of the 4 E-Tanks to grab, so there he goes, grabbing that. So Stray, already 6 objectives in, only has 3 remaining. He has 1 Norfair E-Tank so far. He's got the high jump E-Tank. Just going straight on down. Looks like he's going to hit up Crocomire first. Not a bad choice. It kind of already takes you down that path towards Lower Norfair. Really, nothing that you get in Norfair will help you, or in Lower Norfair would help you with the Croc fight, as, you know, just postponing it for later. He's gonna get an E-Tank, which will help a little bit as well. Farming up, trying to get this gate glitch here. Let's see how many tries it takes him. There, only a few. 3 or 4 there. Stray does have 25 super missiles now. Oh, I forgot to check that off. He does have that. And Feral grabbing high jump. Should dispatch of Crocomire fairly quickly here. Does miss that super, unfortunately. But it should make very easy work of Crocomire. Pick up his second Norfair E-Tank that he needs out of his 4. Feral going to grab Ice. Only 2 objectives left, but there are some long objectives. He's not going to be done for at least another 5 or 6 minutes. The closest beam room that Stray has after Ridley is going to be Wave Beam, and that's right on... You get spit out 2 rooms before Wave coming out of Lower Norfair, so basically however long it takes to get out of Lower Norfair, and then, you know, a little bit of time to traverse a couple of rooms to get to Wave. Now, Feral does not have to go as far as Stray does. He could, well, so actually, Feral has a few options. He could either go backwards through the amphitheater to the Lower Norfair elevator, or escape Lower Norfair like normal, and then go to the regular Norfair elevator and finish there. To be honest, I'm not entirely sure which one would be faster. Probably, to be honest, going backwards through Lower Norfair, since he might not be getting Speed Booster. If he does get Speed, then it would probably be faster to go... Yeah, so again, also Feral, needing to get the 2 reserves, getting the next fastest one here. So Stray, let's see how he does. All right, yes, he can't get it. He's already got Ice. Yes, excuse me. So he can't grab Speed. Yeah, so it's probably, to be honest, I'm just speculating. I don't actually know, but I'm thinking that it would be faster to go backwards from Ridley to the Lower Norfair elevator, actually, would be faster for Feral. Ooh, not having a very good worst room in the game. Ooh, my goodness, Stray getting hit 4 times already. That's 200 damage. Just deciding to kill the pirates. Oh my god, that's a lot of damage he's already taken. And see, there it is. Exactly what I was saying. Feral cycled through the items and hit X-Ray. Already losing a little bit of time there to that as well. I am very surprised Stray did not reload the room. Would have been a lot easier, I think, just to try that strat again. Feral grabbing Wave Beam. Because he's got a lack of supers, you're going to see the difference in the two fights between the Ridley fights between these two players. Stray went, excuse me, minimal beam collection, but went out of his way to get a couple extra supers, which are the highest form of DPS on Ridley. No matter what way, how you slice it, supers are the fastest way to take down Ridley. And Feral went out of his way to grab some extra beams and not very many supers. As a matter of fact, I think he only has a maximum of 5. So Stray's fight is 100% going to be... Actually, well, I don't know. So if Stray's got 25 supers, that leaves 3,000 health on Ridley after super missiles. Charged ice shots do 90 damage each. Let me just grab my calculator here. That's going to be 34 shots. So Stray's fight is going to be faster than Feral's, for absolutely sure. Because Feral Feral's going to need to do around 45 shots. And so you did see Stray grab the 3rd Norfair E-Tank. I missed it. I was talking about stuff. But he did grab the Firefleet E-Tank. That is the 3rd Norfair E-Tank. So the last one he needs to grab is the one after Ridley. And then he has that. All he needs to do is finish at a beam, which in this case is going to be his fastest option, will be Wave. Feral needs to be very careful getting hit by that Namahe fireballs multiple times. There's got to be taking quite a bit of damage. Only has 88 left with some in reserves. So Stray, he wants supers right now. He wants supers because, believe it or not, this is not slow for him. It is much, much faster to be getting these super drops because each super is worth I can't do math right now, but it's worth a lot of charge shots from just charge ice. So getting all these supers is 100% worth it for him. But he's getting really, really awful drops from these Zebos right now. I believe it's a 1 in 4 chance, but he does get him. So let's go into this Ridley fight. So remember, 34 charge shots, and then all of his supers. So starting off with an ice shield. That's each of those particles does an entire charge shot worth. So he's already got 4 of them off right there. Expending his missiles, all of his supers now. Let's watch very carefully. Make sure that he does not want to miss any of these supers, because that's a lot of charge shots that he has to do if he misses any supers on Ridley. And looks like he got them all, so he's just going to need to do a couple more charge shots on Ridley. Interesting that he didn't decide to do the charge shots first. Typically, you'll see players use all of their ammo at the end of the Ridley fight, as he does move faster once he gets damaged more, so it's a lot easier and a lot safer to be doing your charge shots beforehand. But it's not any faster, so it's just a safety thing. And down goes Ridley. Excellent fight. Instantly grabbed. Really, really, really great fight from Stray. Awesome, awesome job. And so he's about to pick up his last Norfair energy tank. And there it is. All he needs to do is make a beeline towards Wave, and he is done. Whereas Feral needs to... He's only got really only 2 objectives left as well. He just needs to defeat Ridley, which takes out 2, and then finish in an elevator. Supers are not hard to miss on Ridley, so typically players, the traditional way to fight Ridley in that scenario is you want to wait and use your ammunition at the end of the fight. Or at the end of the fight as opposed to the beginning. But of course, like I said, it's not any faster or slower to do so. Feral actually K-going through the frozen Zebos there as he's trying to farm them. All right, so let's see this fight from Feral. So he went in with only one super, so he's got to do like 58 or 58 charge shots on Ridley. So this is going to take quite a while to take him down. Did I mark something with the wrong color? Stray is like 1 minute from wave. He's very, very close. Did I mark something with the wrong color? Oh, I totally did. Okay, the E-tanks. Yeah, excuse me. My bad. My bad. Thanks for catching me on that. I appreciate you guys keeping me honest here. Yeah, so Stray, he is like less than a minute away from wave. He's two rooms away. My bad indeed. Now, just for your own edification, finishing near a beam does not require the beam to be unacquired. So if he went back to like say charge or something, that would still fulfill that objective, even though charge has been collected. And there he goes, finishing out this bingo with an SRL race time of 37 minutes and 1 second. Very, very good. Now, I believe that's one of the top 5. Yes, it is. That is actually the 4th best time in this tournament. So, excellent job. Nice fight there from Feral. Barely took any damage. Very, very nice. So, Feral now just needs to go and finish in an elevator. It will be interesting to see which elevator he does decide to go in, if he's going to be a little unconventional and go back to the lower Norfair elevator, which I think would probably be faster, because he doesn't have speed. The regular Norfair elevator, is a long way away. So I really believe that the lower Norfair elevator would be faster. Nutella. And there it goes again, dude. Oh, Feral. See, I know he's a player. A lot of players, like majority of players, I think, don't use the item cancel button, and they just item select through all of their items to get back to nothing selected. And it really hurts players that do that when they collect X-Ray, because if you're holding run and you're just selecting through stuff, you're gonna hit X-Ray and then it just automatically uses it and stops your momentum instantly. So oh, he's deciding. He's going to the lower Norfair elevator, dude. All right, Feral going through the acid. Oh, okay, never mind. That's his health. I would not recommend it. That would be a very, very close fight. And then after that, he's still got to get through a lot of damaging enemies. So, I was excited, but I can totally understand due to his health situation, deciding to not go through with that. So, oh man. Just awesome job though. Let's give some applause to Stray. Moving on to the finals. Really, really excellent job, Stray. And let's give a hand for Feral, showing him some love. Feral is not out of this tournament yet. Feral will be bumped down into the losers bracket, where he will face off against the winner of the other semifinals match between Hillborn and myself. Wild Anaconda 69. And that match will probably take place towards the end of the week, as the finals, as I did mention. Again, mark it on your calendars. The finals are scheduled for October 29th. this upcoming Saturday. The time is to be determined, of course, because we don't actually know who's in the finals yet. But Feral realizing he can't go this direction, he doesn't have speed. Exactly, Birch Bomb. Feral knocked me down into the loser's bracket. I gotta get my revenge. But this was a really, really excellent match. Really, really great. It's hard to tell, really, which of the two sets of forced objectives were hard. Initially, I would have said that Stray kind of missed the boat on it, and that Feral got the good assigning with the collect all 4 Norfair E-tanks and then the finish near a beam. But you know, it's hard to compare. I think both players played excellently, and there is Feral finishing up after he finishing in that elevator with an SRL race time of 41 minutes and 17 seconds. Now, I think that also... nearly made the top slowest or fastest loss. Excuse me. He missed the fastest loss time of this tournament by 2 seconds, coming in after J-Ro with a 41.15, Feral with the 41.17, nearly getting that fastest loss. Excellent, excellent job. Both of these players, really, really great to watch. Again, make sure you're checking the schedule for these next couple of matches that are gonna come up. So the next match that is going to happen is the match between Hillborn and myself, happening before Friday or before Friday. And then after that, the finals are going to take place, where the winner of the match between myself and Hillborn will face off against Feral, and the winner of that match will face off against Straevaras. And in that matchup, Straevaras has to lose twice, since he has gone through this tournament undefeated. He would need to lose twice in order, and the winner of the losers bracket cannot lose, since Stray still technically has a loss that he can take, since he has not lost this entire time. So anyway, my name is Wild Anaconda 69. Thank you so much. Follow these runners if you liked what you saw, which if you didn't, I'd be greatly surprised. But yeah, I will see you guys next mission.